right, if you would join me for the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We'll now call the town board meeting, the town of Fort Anne, November 9th, 2020, to order. First on our agenda will be the deceased. Moment of silence for that, please. And that will be Vera Walker, passed away. And if we have a moment of silence. Thank you. Okay. So the first thing on the agenda is to approve the meeting agenda. Do you have approval for this agenda? Anyone?
I'll make that motion.
Got Debbie, and I got Gretchen as a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Approved minutes of the regular town board meeting from October 13th, 2020. Do we have a motion? Michael, seconded by George. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Approved minutes of a special town board meeting, 10/27/2020. And that was the second budget workshop. Have a motion? Gretchen, second. George and Mike. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Financial report. All right. I can see this through the steam of my glasses here. In the general fund, the checkbook balances was $49,783.65. The highway fund has a balance of $40,285.03. The youth commission fund was $8,739.15. The Hanlock Dam project, $240.09. The Hanlock Park District Fund, $9,963.90. The Consolidated Health District, $370.48. The Trust and Agency account, $1,009.34. The Medical Reimbursement Fund, $3,017.32. Up under our savings accounts, night class general fund is $128,180.85. The night class highway fund, $702,226,000. I'll need to go back, I apologize. $702,226.86. And the night class Hanlock Dam Park, $95,671.84. And then the LoSAP, which is a combination of both the Pilot Knob and the West Fort Anne, is $14,405.88. And moving next to the thing, item on our agenda, authorization for payment of bills. Can I have a motion for authorization to pay the bills? Michael makes a motion.
Second it.
George seconds it. Deb seconds it. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Public comment. Does anyone from the floor have anything they'd like to offer on the public comment part? Any comments, good, bad, other? If not, then we will move on to reports of the town. My reports are limited tonight. I know that one of the things that we had discussed earlier on was the COVID testing that was about to be started up at Great Meadow Correctional Facility and the Washington County Correctional Facility, both in Comstock. That process has started. They got the first numbers in, I believe it was from Washington County, and they had 16 people that tested positive, inmates that is, tested positive. And Washington County is doing theirs now, and they still haven't released any of their numbers yet. One of the issues that we're having is the way that the state wants to report those. because for the inmates themselves, they want to include those, or have been including those in the totals for the counties. And, you know, our contention from the county level is, you know, we're gonna put ourselves in a position, if you do that, where we have to start closing things down, and they're all confined in the prison, so why do we wanna make that healthy? It's just, I mean, nobody's gonna get exposed by this unless they go there to visit them. So anyway, they're still working that issue. We've sent a letter down to the governor's office. We mentioned it on 2 of what they call their regional control rooms. We'll be on another meeting tomorrow. We do them every Tuesday and Friday, and see if we can get confirmation that they're not gonna put them in the numbers. They did that down in Greene County, and it started a real issue, which we don't wanna have to go through the same thing unnecessarily if we don't need to. And outside of that, that's pretty much it. Got a phone conversation gonna take place this week with LeVar's group and the representative from the preservation organization out of Washington DC, and it'll be reference grants that may be available to pursue the battlefield. I don't have any more information on that, and I won't know any more until we make contact. It's either going to be Thursday or Friday this week. They're going to get back to me and give me the time to move that forward. And that's all I have, so let's start here with Deb. Do you have anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay, Michael?
The only thing I want to say is that I want to commend the people of Fort Ann for turning out to vote on Tuesday. I think it was a tremendous amount of people. You know, voting is so vital to our democracy, and I really want to commend the people that showed up to vote, and I want to thank everybody that supported me. Although it was uncontested, there was 6 write-in votes, so I'll take it as a W. So, other than that, I don't have anything.
Very good, Michael. Thank you. George?
This October 20th, I attended a webinar on training, roles and responsibility of the town board and highway superintendent. On the 7th, I attended a meeting with the Lake Hadlock Association. A couple of points of interest was, one, they want to start replacing some of the hazard buoys on the pond, only 2 at a time. I looked into it, I found a vendor. I'll be following up on that myself and looking for help on that. With the discussion of the ice derby being canceled, it was mentioned that they'd like to possibly make a donation so we can continue donating to the groups that we do. I will follow up on that myself. I didn't know how everybody felt about that. I have to talk to Paul, because I don't know what I'm doing. The pontoon boat has been serviced and it's ready to be put away for the winter. We're gonna have to get it wrapped, and I'm assuming they store it up behind you?
Yep.
Okay, we can have it wrapped there? Because you wouldn't want to
Yep,
drag it down the road with that.
yep, no, that's
All
fine.
right, I'll work with you on that then?
Sure.
All right,
Okay.
and
Very
I'll
good.
get that done. Dave and Booth done a lot of work on it.
Good, good. Yeah, I knew they were going to attempt to do it. They thought they could do a lot of it themselves. You know.
It's, yeah, and they know what they're doing,
Yeah, exactly. So,
and that's
That's
all I
good.
have.
that's good. Thank you, George. For those that may not be aware, George was appointed as a liaison, if you will, from the town board to the Lake Hadlock Association, so we can have conversations going on most of the time, so that no one was reacting to hearsay. Okay? So, and I think it's gonna work out well. George is doing a great job at it, so, thank you, George. Gretchen?
I don't really have too much of anything, other than to mention again that the ice fishing derby has been canceled for this year. And that's about it.
I know Dave Perkins had contacted us, I got a letter on it also. Do you have any more info on what their intent was? I know they were trying to get the county down to County Pit on Tripoli Road
Yes,
to let them come directly through, but the fact that they have some safety issues on the county's behalf. They have some rebar and those kind of things that are in there, that they're afraid they may hit those. So I think they were going to talk to George directly about that.
they want to use part of Tripoli Road,
Yes,
so
yeah,
I didn't know if he'd be here tonight or not. I'll see him tomorrow, so I'll talk to him about it and
Okay.
see what he wants to do.
very good. Okay, Barb,
Okay, I gave a check to the bookkeeper for $912.77. The state got to keep $1,800. I was looking at the wrong line, yes. But the town, we got to keep $912.77 for the month of October 1st to October 31st.
Very good. Very good, thank you. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Paul, Highway Superintendent.
Currently, this week, we're grading up dirt roads, trying to keep them somewhat in shape before they freeze down. Last week, we finished up our paving, did the hills and whatnot down in Sheldon Rock. Patched the spot on Madison Road that we repaired to open the road. That's taken care of. Did a little piece down here on Owens Road there, just on the intersection. Sand piles up. Trucks have been all put together at one point. Everything so far is working fine. The new truck is supposed to be here for Thanksgiving. Believe it when I see it, but the new single axle truck that was supposed to be here in March. I called the guy today to try to get an answer out of him today, but I didn't hear back.
Okay.
I had a meeting with DEC over at the dam last Tuesday.
Tuesday, I believe it was, yeah.
Yeah, I believe that's fine. Everything was good. They weren't there very long, just as usual. And that's about it.
Okay, very good. The Enforcement Officer, Mark.
Hey, I'm back.
Yes.
So as you probably know, we're running things whatever way we can make it work. And right now, I make quite a few trips down to the county and sign building permits down there. Number one, it's more convenient for people submitting building permits, and then it, with their protocol in place, as far as temperatures going in, you know, their temperatures taken going into the buildings, and they sign in, all that kind of stuff. They have we have a very good control over who's coming in and going, and because they have to call in, make an appointment to come in and all that kind of stuff. So if it's okay with you guys, I'd like to continue with that for a little bit longer, and you know, when things ease up a little bit, we'll come back to doing it over here. I guess it's working. That's what I think.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
and the county's happy with it, because a lot of times they'll call me and I'll give them a verbal if I already know what the project is, if I, you know, already talked to the people who are submitting the permit, then I can give them a verbal and they can get the process going, so they're not just sitting there waiting for me to come in and put my signature on it, you know. It's a delayed process as is now. It says on their paperwork 2 to 4 weeks, but I was told the other day it's at least 6 weeks to get a permit approved. So it's just because they're behind, they're missing a couple people, and then somebody's out with quarantine right now, and so. But like I said, things seem to be working pretty good. There's quite a bit of activity. So, you know, houses and porches and sheds and all kinds. And I get a lot of phone calls and a lot of people calling about buying property. They want to know, you know, what can we build this? Can we do this? And I said, well, you know, no zoning. You can do pretty much whatever you want. So if anybody's got any questions, feel free to.
Yeah, I can touch on the code enforcement issue from the county perspective a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are a couple people short down there. We authorized for those positions to be filled with funding. The issue is that a couple different things. First of all, they've been behind for quite a while down there. And then when you throw the emergency on at Whitehall to do what they needed to do up there in that situation, you have to throw it back another 2 weeks. And then on top of that, we have a town that no longer has a code enforcement officer. So their responsibility now comes up to the county as well. So it's been a matter of them trying to balance the bouncing balls and get to the areas that they can.
Yeah, I know they've been calling around trying to find people that are already qualified,
Yeah.
have enough training that they can just step into the job.
Yeah, but they're far in between, so.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I have something for Mark.
Yep.
I'm giving you an address. There's a questionable, if you know anything about it, fine, if you don't.
Okay,
Looks like there's a structure, shall we say, going up there.
okay.
Actually, that's something for you too, Mark. Based on past practices, how aggressive has the town of Fort Anne been with pursuing abandoned, derelict, not kept properties? Has it been something that we've really pursued in the past, or has it been something that we kind of try to work with the property owners about and then move forward?
Yeah, usually what I try to do is I just contact the owner and say, hey, you know, this is a situation and you need to take care of it. We've been fighting with one camp over on Headlock, and it's gonna be sold. This buyer, it's all lined up, it's and the lawyer go back and forth, and it still has not been sold.
Yeah, the emails I get, it tends to be from people expressing that kind of concern. I'm actually glad you're here tonight. So would you say that our policies are they outdated, would you say, as far as, you know, how we pursue or to what extent we pursue? Is it something we should look at going forward? As more people try to move into Fort Anne, should there be more, you know, responsibility back to the people with these properties?
There are laws in some of the other towns that are a lot stronger. Jeff can probably talk about that. And that's something that you definitely could think about. What I've done in Hartford is we did a survey and kind of went around from property to property and looked and see which ones were the worst. I'm in the we're kind of in the process over there for one right now, and it's just most times you can just talk to the owner and say, hey, you have to do something.
Yeah.
Now the problem is when the county, or well, not the county, but the state enacted the asbestos inspection thing there, that put quite a financial burden on somebody to tear a building down. It's quite expensive. But that's what the state is requiring. It's not the county making you do it, it's the state requirement, and that's what you have to do, so.
Sure. You know, I think going forward in the future, from my aspect, as younger families move here or want to build here, that kind of stuff, we have to look at that kind of stuff because, you know, I think, I don't think there's anything wrong. We certainly don't want to turn into a police state as far as, you know, policing property owners, but I think we definitely need to have a uniform degree that we hold them accountable to. So definitely something to look at, I think, going forward. You probably agree with that.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, and it demonstrates what's acceptable,
Sure.
you know, and what the town is willing to put up with, and also what is expected of it.
Sure. And I think, you know, I think all of us agree, looking around, there's definitely quite a few new properties. I mean, you see some staked out on Nicholson Road now, you see the ones over towards Headlock, so I think it's something in the future we definitely need to look
Yeah.
into, so.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay,
Anyone else? Is that it, Mark?
yes, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. The historian, I didn't receive anything from Christine, so we're going to be hearing out here with Dale. I didn't know if they jumped anything off of you, Mark, no?
No, I never heard from them.
Okay. So around to new business. This is kind of old business, but I'm going to bring it up now under new business because we need to make a decision on it. As the board members are aware, there was an issue that Denny Fletcher had been working on regarding the lights along Route,
Good enough.
no,
I'm sorry.
Route 22.
Route 22, going up to Cumstock.
Near the prison.
They're out near the prison.
Uh,
And so I got a phone call from a gentleman up there from the prison, and he wanted to know if the town was going to pay for the lights in front of the prison. And he said the prison couldn't do it because the easement was through the town. But if the town wasn't going to pay for them, then he would see about putting it into their capital plan to see about getting it taken care of. So what I wanted to bring before the board tonight was, is it something that we want to pick up the responsibility for and pay? Or would you prefer I get to the individual and tell him, no, that we're not going to be interested in providing the power to those lights, and because it's beneficial to the prison directly, that the state should pick it up?
I think the state should pick it up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I totally agree, and especially if you were to press the superintendents of those two facilities, they would probably say the same. So, you know, as far as security and that kind of aspect, so I think it should absolutely be their responsibility.
So if I would entertain a motion for the board to authorize me to send a letter to the representative at Great Meadow and Washington County Correctional, if in essence both of them are involved in it, saying that we as a town, we have no interest in funding the light project up there in front of lawn. Get the legal stuff out of the book to put that down there.
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
Make a motion, got a motion by Michael, second by George and Deb. And I would like to do a roll call vote on this one.
Okay. Councilman Sexton?
So what is we're voting on?
The motion is-
Send a letter to them. Okay.
Right,
to
tell them that we're not going
Okay,
to.
so yes.
Councilwoman Starr?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilwoman Witherell?
Yes.
And Supervisor Hall?
Yes. And I think that conversation, it actually was directly between the efforts that Denny was putting in to try to get it resolved, and pressure of Senator Little to say, hey, let's get it done. And I don't think he was asking as much as he was, where we going to do it, as he was to say, tell me you're not going to do it, so I can put in my capital plan to get it moving forward.
Sure.
I think that's kind of where we were at it, so. Thank you. Is there any other new business to come in front of us at this point in time? Okay, if not, then we will move on to resolutions.
Resolution number 81 of 2020, resolution to adopt the 2021 budget. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board of the town of Fort Anne adopts the 2021 budget.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
George, have a second by Gretchen. Discussion. Under discussion, I would like to publicly thank the 3 fire departments within our town and the rescue squad within our town for stepping forward and being able to cut their budgets and give us back $20,000 of what they had proposed for their budget. That allowed us to keep ourselves under the cap while still being in a position where we could give our employees a 2% raise. That didn't apply to the board members or myself as supervisor, but we did extend that to all of the employees. And I want to thank the board members too for saying that no, it's been a good year for the increase, for stepping back themselves away from that. I certainly appreciate that. It's difficult because, as we're all aware, the various activities that support our town in those efforts, they were hurt this year from a financial perspective, from the perspective that they couldn't hold their fundraisers. They couldn't do the things they would normally do to raise money. And while there may have been some savings, because in a lot of cases we weren't training, I don't know if that would offset what they had offered to volunteer. And I know Mary, after we had our conversation here, and Mary and I got back to the telephone table for a while that day, but when we finally got to talk, she very graciously said that Town of Nap could step up to the plate and do their share as well. Mary, we appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yep, we appreciate that. So does anybody else have anything in discussion, budget-wise, on the discussion aspect of it? Okay. Helen, that brought us right in under the cap, correct?
Yep, about $1,948 under the cap, to be exact.
So, and thank you, Helen, for all the effort you put into the multiple changes that you as you went through it.
Thanks.
So having said that, we have a motion, we have a second, we've had our discussion, so let's do a roll call, please.
Councilman Sexton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Starr?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilwoman Witherell?
Yes.
And Supervisor Hall?
Yes.
Resolution number 82 of 2020, authorizing contract and payment with Penflex Inc. for purpose of LoSAP program for West Fort Anne and Pilot Knob fire districts. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board of the town of Fort Anne hereby approves having the LoSAP program administered by Penflex Inc. upon review and approval of the contract by town council. And be it further resolved, the town board hereby authorizes the town supervisor to accept and execute the necessary agreements on behalf of the town of Fort Anne.
Do we have a motion? Michael, do we have a second?
Second.
George and Gretchen? Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. And once again, Mayor, I would just like to comment that that's one of the few things we can do to help you maintain and recruit membership within the fire organization. And we know how tough it's getting. Moves us down to number 83.
Resolution number 83 of 2020, approving 2021 contract with Mountain Medical for drug and alcohol testing. Now therefore be it resolved that the Fort Ann Town Board hereby accepts the proposal Mountain Medical Services to perform drug and alcohol testing for those certain employees of the town of Fort Ann in accordance with the proposal submitted, and be it further resolved, the town board hereby authorizes the supervisor to execute the contract in accordance with this resolution.
And we have a motion to move that forward.
I'll make that motion.
Debbie, and do we have a second? Michael. And under discussion, I would just like to ask both Paul and Barb if that's working out from our perspective with the town employees. And Helen, I know you've had some that that came in for the, off the deal.
Yeah, headlight, yes.
Yeah, doing the headlight. So that seems to be working good, so yeah, okay. So all in favor, someone say aye? Opposed? Carried. Public discussion, do we have anything to come before us tonight that we want to discuss from the public? Anything that we want to
I
bring
just
up?
want to ask, I took sexual harassment online for the school over Hartford, and I just want to know if that would qualify for the town.
It would,
Also,
it would.
I have a certificate, so I can bring it in.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
That would count. And we're going to be, we've been waiting for the school, the thing to open back up, because we're going to try to, the thing being the firehouse, where we could put the people, and we're going to try to join with a couple other towns. I know Granville wants to join us, so we can do our annual training that way, but it hasn't opened up yet, so, you know, we're a little delayed in that process. But good, I'm glad you're able to get that done, Rick. Yes, and it will count.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else to come before me? Mary?
Just a quick question, and I don't know if I had a bad dream or if it's real. The census,
Yes.
do the inmates at the correction facility get counted towards Fort Ann, or do they get counted towards their home address?
Well, I've got to be honest with you, I don't know the answer to that now, because it always used to be they were counted in the town census.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure about the actual change now, because it's gone back and forth a couple times, Mary. And I honestly don't know.
It would be interesting to know, because if they're counting COVIDs against us, really should they put back where their census is?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly, yep.
And if they're not, then if they are deemed us, I wouldn't ask the question.
Okay. Very good. Okay, but I will check and get you an answer on that. Very good. Okay, is there anything else to come before us this evening? Jeff, anything you need to update us on, or?
No, it's been relatively quiet. I guess the one thing I would add to Mark's comments about enforcement, there are a couple soft spots in essentially the different laws that come into play. The property maintenance code is really the strongest weapon that most towns have. And the way it's set up and the way the courts want it handled is they want whoever's administrating the New York State Building Code to be the prosecuting force, which would push it onto the county, which the county is kind of understaffed, undermanned from a code enforcement and essentially a legal standpoint to be able to handle these additional responsibilities. So it is kind of creating that gray area. And the town has some older local laws that, to Mark's point, don't really give us a lot of teeth. Like, I know we looked at the mobile home local law, and if you want, we can kind of brush that up and clean it up, because that was the source of a lot of the problems. But it's really the property maintenance issues that are the biggest ones, and the easiest way to go after the offenders would be for the county to prosecute it, but the county doesn't have the staffing or the manpower or the people, you know, so it just kind of creates this soft area which creates problems for Mark and the town. So it is something worth looking into as a holistic change in countywide.
Board member Sexton, would you be interested in tackling that project? Sure. To bring us up to date? Yes, tell them.
That would be great.
Okay, sure. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I apologize, it just costs us more money because when Jeff just comes and sits here, he just pays one thing. When he comes up, when he talks, he pays more. So. Only kid, Jeff. That's not how
I
it works.
didn't add 6 minutes. As long as I don't add 6 minutes, you guys are saying.
Rational.
Thank you, Jeff. You're up. We should move in that direction now. Is there anything else to come before you, the meeting? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. So moved. George, got a second, Michael? In favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you, everyone.